Okay guys, I decided to go ahead and try a little impromptu video here because I promised to show some of my little toys and techniques. Here's what I'm working on. I've been sanding on this thing for a couple of days now, and I don't know if you can see or not. I'll wipe it off here. I've got most of the pitting out. If I put on my x-ray glasses there, there's a little bit up in here, a couple little spots here and there. I pretty much got the show side finished. When I looked under the glass, I could see this edge right here looks scary. There's some pitting in there and almost looking like cracks. But as you can see by the geometry, it's a little fat at this end anyway. I measured it. This is a little under 5/8 and this is a little over 5/8. So I'm going to start when I get to the hones taking that end off. But let's get back to the sanding. When I started on this razor, you saw the pictures. It was pretty crusty and corrody, but I still started off with this. See what I got. I used Glenn's tip of the scraper razor blade. I used one of these, scraped most of the rust off of it so I could see what was going on. Saves on sanding too. And then I started with the 1000 just to see how far I was really going to have to go with this. It's wishful thinking, really, the condition it was in. And I worked my way down 600, 500, down to 400. I decided not to go any lower than that, and I've gone through about 5 of these already. And what I do is I cut these strips off of a sheet of regular paper, and I've made these little devices here which save my fingers. A couple of them, these are the first 2 I made, and they're already pretty worn, and while they work, they're really not handy in the hand, so I remade a bunch of them. This is MDF. I just put it on the belt sander and rounded off a bunch, different widths. There's one not yet done. I have one with no leather on it, square and for getting in those nooks and crannies. But I just put some contact cement on these and put a piece of leather on it, and it kind of just like super finger. You can hold it with your hand. I wouldn't bear down too much on something like that because the blade's so thin, but it still gives you, you can get right in there. A couple of them I actually put paper on a blade and profiled the MDF to match the blade. Of course, this increases the diameter when you put the leather on there, so I thought, well, that was stupid, but still, it works out pretty good. As you can see, this one is basically made for getting certain spots. This one's a little bit bigger, gets a bigger area. This one covers the whole gamut if I push down on it, but once again, you don't want to push down on that too hard on a flat surface or you're going to crack it. This is my sanding block, and I use it for polishing a bunch of other stuff. What it does is it gets the razor up off the table. I can also, because the profile of these things is thin, double hollow, I can lay the blade on the edge like this, and it's on a good flat surface, so you're not going across. See that little hole under there? If you push down on that too hard, you're just asking to crack the blade. So I can do it that way, or if I really want to get the edge, I can put it right on the edge of it and not be sanding anything but the edge of the razor. I think it saves the paper a little bit. Because it's rubber on this block, it holds it pretty firm. So if I back it off just a little bit and just hold it, I can actually run one finger there as a guide while I'm holding this, just to kind of keep it in line if I want to let it go this way or that way. Once again, this is just on the edge. I don't want to go too far up because you still got that hollow part underneath where you will snap these little babies. Most of my time out on the edge is right here on the flat, and like I said, put it on the edge like that, you've got a nice backup and there's less chance of cracking that razor. And the rubber helps hold it in place. Same as the leather. The leather helps hold. This is a smooth side. I started putting most of them on the suede side, split side, because it helps hold the sandpaper. I think that's about it as far as tools go. This sandpaper is some new stuff from Home Depot. I don't have a full sheet of it handy, but it's let's see, I have got to get a sheet or the paper to show you what it is. It's got like a sticky back on it, and it really helps keep it from sliding around. Made by 3M, Cali Dad Professional, and like I said, it's got a sticky back to it, so it keeps the paper from sliding around while you're using it. I love the stuff. It's only in the lower grits, the 400, 320, on down to 80, 60, I think. That's all I've been able to find, and I think it's an exclusive at Home Depot right now. I went to the 3M site, and they advertise it there, but I didn't see any place to buy it. It's good paper, so if you get a chance to try it, I think you'll be happy with it. Like I said, even just one of these on the razor without holding it with your finger, you can see it works rather well. So if you want to cut little squares out or something, you don't have to hold the paper so much. I did the strip thing, which I put on like this, and then when I want to, I can just roll it up a little bit more and keep going. Okay, so there's my tips for sanding. I haven't tried the WD-40 trick yet. I'm going to do that probably after I get a couple more grits up. This 400, I'm just using that to get the pitting out. This is the first side I started on. You can see there's a pit right there. I don't know if the light shows that or not. Pretty deep. I'll probably leave it, because to me it's not worth the work to get it out of there. When they're that deep and you sand that much in one spot, even if you do get to a mirror finish, it's going to show a divot. You know, it just, no matter what you do, it's not going to look right. And a little bit of character never hurt any razor, right? So we'll probably leave that in there. There's a couple more here in the front that were deep. I try and get lazy here by the stabilizer because it's a real pain in the butt. But because you guys are looking, I get as much of that out of there as I can. If I knew nobody was looking, I would cheat, you know what I'm saying? I haven't done too much work on the tang yet, because I generally decided I'm going to pop this off of here. You can see the dark here. I did sand on it, but man, what a smell came off of that when I did, and I've never run into that before. The brass piece has to be fixed, and I don't know how I'd ever get that off of there without ruining the scales. So that's where we're at there. Once I get it apart, I'll come back and show you guys this piece on the inside. I'm probably sure, let me move the light around here, I can't give you a better view of it than what I did in the pictures because it's down in there. But it's definitely a square piece and looks just like the brass. And I'll smack this razor closed and cut my finger off trying to show you, but man, I don't know if you can see it or not. But that's where I'm at, and those are my sanding tips and tricks. Hope you all get something from it. That's why I post it. Alright, bye bye. Till next time. We'll see how this little vid snippet thing works.